Welcome to LGBT+VG, where me and other friends who are of LGBT persuasion have discussions and headcanons about what characters in which video games are LGBT. We're not exactly experts on the matter, we're mostly just a bunch of gay, bi, pan dudes who are LGBT, just talking about which characters we'd like to think are LGBT. We're mostly talking sexualities, we're not talking gender unless it's specified in canon, and we're not really taking this seriously unless there's like proof in canon whether or not a character is actually bi, gay, or what have you. The subject of this episode is
Final Fantasy VII.
So let me just add this guy in. This guy is a mutual of mine on Twitter. He goes by Patrick or Breezy. You know, he says if you want to be fancy. Hey, what's up, Patrick?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. This is one of my Discord friends, Flaw.
Yeah?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi there, I'm doing okay.
Alright, so let's just get down to the nitty gritty. We are going to be talking about the Final Fantasy VII characters. Now, when I say that, it's, that's a little bit nebulous, like who are the characters? We are going to be doing the playable characters. We're going to be doing some of the main side characters like Zack and the Turks, and we're only going to be covering a few antagonists.
Alright. Okay, so how's everyone's familiarity with the Final Fantasy VII game? Because
I know just about everything except how the game plays. I've only played like a grand total of like 20 minutes.
I've got a weird relationship with Final Fantasy VII because I only know of it through osmosis. Like pretty much every person I've ever been a friend with throughout my life has played it and loved it. I'm just the one guy who hasn't played it, but I just know everything about it because of how much they talk.
Well, yeah, I was the guy that was featured in the infamous Final Fantasy VII house posts.
Oh, no, hold on, no, wait, hold on, no, Patrick, you have to be real with us. Were you one of those people? Were you Hojo?
No, it's joking. It's jokes.
Okay.
It's in the game, everyone. It's in the game.
Okay, all right. I was about to be really scared for a minute.
Can you imagine? Oh, man, that would be a real big turn for this podcast.
Oh, jeez.
Why did you join this podcast? Because I don't like to work.
Oh, God. We're off to a rocking good start already.
We're going with all cylinders firing, folks.
All right. We're only taking into account the main game. We're not talking about how they act in any of the compilation material like Advent Children or I almost said Crystal Chronicles, Crisis Core. We're not talking about, what's Cloud like in Kingdom Hearts. He's not like anything. But we're also not talking about the remake. We're only talking about like main game, like base personality. And Cloud Strife in the main game is a lot different from the Cloud that most people know, because Cloud in the main game, he's a pretty cool dude. He likes to make jokes sometimes. He says, "Let's mosey," unironically.
He uses rectangles for hands.
Yes.
He's got them shoulders.
He's got them pointy bits.
He has that one feature on one of his shoulders that seems like the polygons haven't loaded in, but it's just like the game is just really gray.
Yeah, that's just how his shoulder is. So Cloud Strife, I think he's very big bi because, like Cloud's, you look at Cloud. What's he look like? He's very lean, he's very cut, kind of like how a soldier man is. He's got
an otter.
He's got
zero, pretty much.
He's got 0% body fat, but he's also got like no muscles being built.
Yeah, like an otter.
Yeah, except he's not as hairy.
Well, that's because anime. They don't have hair in anime.
Cloud strikes me as the type of guy doesn't. I forget where I saw it, but I remember seeing some post or a comic. I forget which one it was on Twitter that said Cloud Strife, not Cloud having a good time.
Yeah.
So he seems very sad, so he doesn't get the chance. I don't think he's had a long time to think about what he wants in that regard, so he could go either way. He seemed very, I don't know, like he seemed very against the idea of cross-dressing at first, but then it happened. He just never brought it up again.
He's like, yeah, hey, this is actually pretty good. I actually pretty nice. You know, maybe the whole thing.
If no one else talks about it, he'll be totally fine. But he doesn't mind the whole experience.
It's just like, you know, he just like kind of vibes with whatever's going on, I guess. He seems like that kind of guy. Personally, from what I've seen with the Final Fantasy Twitter ARG, he has very big lesbian ally energy, and we'll probably get to that later on. But he seems
that's really good.
Big lesbian ally energy.
I got no objections. I think Cloud seems like a rather go with the flow type of dude. I don't think he would. I don't think he'd be very enthusiastic or confrontational either way about what a person was. I think he would just accept whoever his friends were because they're his friend.
Flaw, are you saying that Cloud is a pillow princess?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it. I
could also see it.
Have you seen him in that dress? I'm just saying.
When he's not using his Buster Sword, he is very passive.
He's a tank, I'm just saying. He's a very good tank.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, that's what we got on Cloud. Next, we have Barrett Wallace. Big Daddy Barrett himself. I think he's very straight.
Yeah, he's pretty hetero. I mean, like, he has a daughter, so we kind of know his history on that.
Yeah.
It's not even just that, it's his entire character is him not being able to get over the death of his wife.
The death of his wife and also his best friend, who, kind of spoilers, his friend ends up not being dead, but his friend, when he looked like he was about to die, was like, hey bro, you gotta take care of my daughter, Marlene.
Oh, wait, I totally forgot about that whole bit. So yeah, this opens up a lot. But
no, I still believe he's straight.
Yeah, he does have that sort of divorced dad energy.
Yes.
he makes burgers with no cheese and English muffins. He's that kind of divorced dad.
If he ever hooks up with a girl, he's gonna post pictures of the two of them together all the time on Instagram with the hashtag second chances. That's not a joke from me. That's from Brian David Gilbert about Johnny Cage.
Oh, I love it. It'd be like, hey baby, you want to see my above ground hot tub?
No, that one's really bad.
That is a straight ass Guile flat top, clear for landing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, also he does seem like the kind of person that if he didn't have his, his domestic terrorist gear on, he would probably be wearing Hawaiian shirts unironically. He's that kind of divorced dad.
He would absolutely be rocking some blue Hawaiian open shirt, hairy chest, Magnum PI looking look.
Artist Twitter out there, you got some material, so get to it. Chop chop.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have what many people believe to be the best girl, Tifa Lockhart.
Lesbian.
Okay, so can I tell
I was going to put it out right there. Lesbian.
Alright, Flaw, tell your story.
When I was in high school, when I found out what Final Fantasy VII was, because that was around the time, I think it was like either at the time or right before Advent Children and all that, like the Final Fantasy VII like redo stuff was made. There was this guy I knew. He would hang out in the library every morning right before classes when everybody would, hang around the computers because internet and shit. It was like, oh, let's play Interactive Buddy.
Dude,
like,
let's get on my
Interactive Buddy.
This guy was like, people called me a big Sonic fan, and I was. Anytime I could talk about Sonic, I would. But this guy made my love for Sonic the Hedgehog look casual in comparison to his fucking obsession with Tifa Lockhart. This guy was obsessed beyond all rational measure. He would talk, he would inject her into every conversation. He printed pictures off of her on the computer anytime he could. He asked if I knew about Tifa, like, on several different occasions, even every time I said no.
Whoa. This
guy had a waifu before waifus were in vogue.
You know what it is? Tifa was his sexual awakening.
Probably, yeah.
Sure.
Like,
Tifa was likely a lot of people's sexual awakening. Tifa, you said lesbian. What about you, Cheese? What do you think?
Tifa's big bi, bro.
really? I mean,
I
yeah,
agree.
I kind of guess. Like, personally, like, I can't think bi now.
I agree with Cheese. I look at Tifa and I think bi, if anything.
Like-
if not straight, I say bi because she's got like those moments in the story, or at least in remake, where she looks like she's like really friendly and interested in Cloud, and of course Cloud, he's oblivious, he ain't having it. But like she seems like the type. She's not like on her knees thirsty for him like Jessie is.
It's like testing the waters.
Yeah, testing the water. Yeah. She's like, oh, is he interested? I hope he is. Like that kind of girl. Like
I'll keep him in the back of my black book. You never know.
she seems like that. She seems like the type to do that no matter who she's interested in. Like she's very careful.
Yeah, she likes to keep her options open, but yeah.
Not to mention that in remake, she also seems like pretty interested in Aerith. Like they're all like, high-fiving and be like, oh, hey, yeah, you did it. You can, yeah, there you go. Almost girl power-esque, but still.
She's setting something up.
I look at Tifa and I do think girl power.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like, she is the embodiment of girl power, and it does seem like between her, Cloud, and Aerith, she's setting something up. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like she's setting something up.
Final verdict.
Bye, and trying to set trying to set something up between her, Cloud, and Aerith.
Yeah, she's trying to get that poly going.
Hell yeah, bro. All right, next we got Aerith Gainsborough.
Big lesbian energy. Big lesbian energy.
I can kind of see that because, like, she kind of, like, even though it's been hinted, like, in the game that she was, like, really big into Cloud, she doesn't really act any more special towards him than she does every other party member.
Yeah, she's more like a fangirl for Cloud, first, I think.
Because he was a soldier, and so was her boyfriend. Wait, no, never mind. She had a boyfriend.
Oh, wait, did she have a boyfriend?
Yes, she did.
Oh, well. Well, maybe he... I don't know anything about that boyfriend thing, but maybe he was maybe he was that kind of boyfriend that made her realize, maybe.
No. We're actually gonna get to him soon, but ooh boy. Oh.
I see Aerith and I think of that song. The Flower Girl, But I knew she had made me happy. That song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need to cut that for copyright content. You never know.
No.
It's the cowsills to give shit. Aerith, I was gonna say, like, the only objection I would have to, like, the lesbian thing was that, yeah, she did have a boyfriend, and, like, she's particularly friendly towards Cloud, and I don't think, I mean, that might not be a romantic thing, but, like, she's very, like, happy and, like, friendly with them. No particular reason. It's like, I don't know.
There technically is a reason why she's friendly with him specifically, but we're gonna get to that.
She seems like a pretty cool person to hang out with,
I was gonna say, like, until like, oh yeah, she did have a boyfriend in the past. I was maybe also saying lesbian. You know what I'll say for Aerith? You know what I'll say? I'll say bi-curious, because I'm really not sure either way.
I mean, like, yeah, it does seem like she would be bi-curious, because, like, for a while, she just, like, figures that, boys, that's sort of, like, she seemed
Aerith,
like a very sheltered person, but as soon as she saw Tifa, she's like, oh.
Aerith doesn't seem very adventurous to me. She didn't know what a hand job was.
And what's funny is that like Cloud can describe it to her, and she still won't know.
I guess my verdict is Aerith is bi-curious, I guess.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, we can pin it there.
All right. Now, we have a real interesting case. We have Red 13.
Okay. Big old cat, dog, creature thing.
Do we say animal? Can we just say animal and move on?
Animal.
I mean, but is he sentient?
Yes, he's very sentient. He can speak human words.
We have to talk about it.
I would say on Reddit all the time. He's just on Reddit.
He is not one of the guys in the thumbnail of like why child slavery is good. Actually,
No, he's not that kind of guy.
He's not that kind of furry.
Okay, yeah, like So yeah, do we talk? I mean, like he's a furry, and like he talks. He passes the Harkness test.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so who's next?
Next, we have another interesting case. We have Kate Sith. Now, what makes Kate Sith really weird is that he's a robot, and he's a robot being controlled by Reeve, who is a Shinra dude.
Okay, so are we just like gonna talk about Reeve? Then?
Yes, and Reeve is a furry.
Oh, the little cat on top?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Not the cat on the bottom. The cat on the bottom doesn't do nothing.
So Keanu Reeves is a furry.
Let's not say something incriminating, but you know what? Let's
look. I don't know these people. I'm not involved with them legally in any way.
All right. Next, we have Sid Highwind.
Sid?
Sid is straight.
The other divorced dad in the game.
Yes, he's the divorced dad who is angry.
Angry divorced dad.
Yes.
Sid looks like that guy, that angry British guy in those traffic vines if he had hair.
Oh, you're so right.
Fucking M25!
He finally gets with some lady and starts a family and is like taking a video. It's like, look at this amazing, beautiful thing I got, and it's like pushes the baby out of the way, dickhead. It's got FIFA on it.
I know nothing about him, but he looks like a straight man.
Yeah, he is actually.
He's one of them straights, is he?
Yes,
he's one of them straights, huh?
He's one of the cursed Hetties.
Like looking through the blinds across the street. How do you think one of them hits moved in across the street?
God. Now we have Yuffie Kisaragi. One of the two optional party members.
Yeah, she's not terribly important to the story, is she?
She just lives in the
super important. No.
She's just like
she's like a Shadow from Final Fantasy VI. He can be there, but he does not have to be, right?
Which is really funny because the both of them are ninjas.
She's just like some weird ninja girl that lives in the forest.
It's important to note that, like, you know, she's like 15, 16, so she might have an inkling, but not entirely be certain about what she wants in life, other than revenge, kind of.
I will say she is also bi-curious. I knew a lesbian in high school who looked like her.
I'm gonna be 100% real. The only good Yuffie is the Advent Children and Kingdom Hearts 2 one. Every other Yuffie looks absolutely horrible to look at, and I'm sorry. Yuffie's great, but her outfits are always terrible.
Wait until Final Fantasy VII 2 or whatever that they're gonna call that game.
She's got the whole tomboy thing going through, and she's real small, she's petite, and she's young, so I don't know. She seems like the type of person who's like you said, still trying to figure that out. But just looking at her, I feel like she might have more of a. She looks like she'd probably be more interested in girls just by looking at her. I can't place why though.
I'm gonna say she's a Disney teen. She seems like a character that would be in an early 2000s Disney movie, so that's my opinion on that.
Alright, so I think we got our verdict somewhere in there.
Bi-curious, yes, I agree. She's it's quite a departure from the last ninja, like perky ninja girl we talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, Ibuki.
Yeah, Ibuki. Yes, he is not
because Ibuki from Street Fighter is so very straight. Like, overwhelmingly so.
Like
all of her stories are about trying to get a boyfriend. Now we have the other optional party member, the better one, in my opinion, Vincent Valentine.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Do we really need to discuss this?
Yes, we do.
Do we really need to discuss this? He's bi.
All right.
He's a vampire. What else would he be?
So fun fact, he's not actually a vampire. He can just transform into monsters.
Well, still big bi energy, okay?
You're still very correct.
He's a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Yes. He's an immortal shapeshifter.
He could give anyone he wants all sorts of forbidden pleasures.
Let's be real here. Vincent gave birth to the emo movement.
Yes, you're very correct.
He farted and My Chemical Romance came out. Vincent is... I'm gonna say Vincent is pansexual.
I will also say that.
I'll also say that.
I say he's probably pansexual, but for the purposes of the story and teenage angst, he is sad straight too.
There we go. We're done with the party members. Now we go into the extra characters, and we start with Mr. Aerith's boyfriend, Zack, the best character in the Final Fantasy VII, all of it.
I don't know much about him.
I can just say that if you ever played Crisis Core, then you will very much agree that Zack is like the best. Zack is like, what if Cloud were happy?
He does look kind of like a happy Cloud, even though he looks like he belongs in Blink-182.
He probably has like big ally energy.
He does have big ally energy. Like
All
he wants to do is just be a hero.
He wants to just be friends with everybody. He's at Pride. He's probably straight, but he's like, yeah, everyone's having a good time. This is a good thing.
He just wants to tell all of his all the people that he's allies with about Gungaga.
Oh, you're bi? Me, Gungaga.
I will say he is a straight ally.
Straight ally.
Yes, he is very much a straight ally. Okay, alright, so now we have the Turks, the group of the three of them. So first, we're going to do Reno. Reno is gay.
Yeah, he's gay.
Asshole gay.
Yes. Next, we have Elena. Elena, I want to say, is maybe bi, because she kind of just wants to help out, like, her fellow Shinra people.
And she also saw Tifa.
Yes, she also saw Tifa.
And it's like she also was like, oh.
She's also very inexperienced and clumsy, and no straight person's real all that clumsy.
I'm gonna say she's an inexperienced bisexual lady.
Yes.
Let's move on to I'm assuming the third member,
the Rude.
Mr. Worldwide himself.
Yes. Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. He is straight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very blatant that, the only type of person that he has a crush on is Tifa.
Yeah, which honestly I think is kind of cute.
Yes. Even in the original game, if you have Rude by himself and you beat Reno and you got Tifa in your party, he just will not fight.
Rude is straight and also Leon the Professional.
And I don't know if we want to talk about this guy because he doesn't really have that many personality traits or even super big involvement in the story to Sang, because there's a T in the beginning. Okay,
so for sexuality, I'm going to say, who? ?
Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about this anyway. That's about their sexuality. That's nobody's business but the Turks.
God. Oh.
No! Ooh. Nice.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. I felt like a heat boiling inside of me. All right. Now we're moving on to actual antagonists. First things first, Sephiroth.
Oh boy.
Are we just doing this right off the bat?
This is the $1 million question here. Okay.
Now, we can't say that Sephiroth is a mama's boy or has an Oedipus complex, because the Sephiroth that everyone sees in the game except for remake. Like the Sephiroth that everyone is like talking about, like, oh, we gotta fight this monster that Sephiroth brought us. That's not Sephiroth. That's like an illusion version of him that's summoned by Genova, and the real Sephiroth is stuck in like a big crystal that's like hidden in a crater on the top of the world.
Also, doesn't Sephiroth have like 1 million clones or something?
That's what I'm talking about. They're not exactly clones. They're more like, like shadow versions being summoned by Genova.
Like illusions or aspects or something?
Yes.
But like, he does seem like the kind of guy that would be into MILFs. Like a very psycho-destructive sort of way. Just really into MILFs.
Which is funny because like in the beginning, like before the whole Nibelheim incident, which he was the one who did that, like before that, he was actually a pretty okay dude. He was just, he was mysterious and took his job seriously, but he was still like a real nice guy.
I'm going to give my verdict. After thinking about it, I'm going to give my verdict on Sephiroth. I think Sephiroth is straight.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, Sephiroth doesn't really seem that interested in anything other than like just furthering his own goals.
The only thing Sephiroth is interested in is penetration.
There we go. That's what it is.
Sephiroth ain't got no time for playing games.
He doesn't have time for foreplay. All right. Next, we have smaller antagonist Rufus Shinra.
His name is Rufus.
He's not straight.
Moving on.
I don't believe he's straight. I actually think, if you take a look at Rufus, you can see, he takes care of himself. He looks pretty fancy, maybe a little too much care of himself. He takes, look at that guy. Look at this pretty man.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying, like, before his dad died, he was like just like playing as a straight man, just like, because his dad seems like a pretty traditionalist guy. But as soon as his dad got iced, he's going down to Honey and having the best time.
Are you saying that he's a twunk?
He is. He has so much money to just say he's a top. He can pay anyone to bottom.
Rufus looks like the gay James Bond villain.
Yeah, Rufus Shinra is a closeted twunk.
I'm getting Javier Bardem vibes from him.
Ooh, that's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, seems like he's the kind of guy that would put someone on like a...
Also, not gonna lie, it's a pretty sick coat he's wearing.
It is a pretty... Damn, that's a coat.
It is a coat.
You think you're dating a nice fellow gayman, and then he takes the coat off, and then you see his body, and then you realize, oh no, he's an SNK boss, I'm fucked.
Oh god. So Rufus Shinra, he's a closeted twunk. Maybe maybe just a closeted hunk, even. Alright, next we have the worst. We have Professor Hojo.
Fuck, he really had to pull this on his time.
He looks like he works for Shadow Blue.
Hojo looks like the kind of guy that would have that just like he's kind of an asshole to you at work, but then he gets like fired for having very questionable materials on his work computer. He seems like that kind of guy.
Actually, you know what? Fuck that. He looks like a Hellsing character.
Oh no! Oh,
hey, look at this!
Oh no!
I've got my verdict on Hojo. He is a bastard.
He is a bastard.
He's the type of guy to tell his woman, "No, honey, the condom didn't break."
See, the thing is that like even before many people knew that like Hojo got with Lucrezia, they had to deal with the fact that someone like Hojo was able to get a whole bunch of babes just like hanging around him when they went to Costa del Sol.
What is with Hojo in his Final Fantasy universe? How is he able to slay in his world? I mean, like, if he was a real person in our reality, he would be the Hojo from the Final Fantasy house.
Oh, what's funny is that like I think the Hojo from the Final Fantasy house looks almost, but not exactly as bad as the one that's in remake.
Yikes for me, dog.
It's
Okay,
a yikes.
so
It's a yikes from all of us.
Yes. Final verdict. All caps. Yikes.
Bastard.
Yikes.
Alright.
What a bastard.
All right, we got one last one, and you know what? She's not even really in this wiki, but you know what? Screw it. Scarlett.
Scarlett. I would say yes and please.
I agree.
See what's funny is that, like, you know, you gotta be ready, because Scarlett's the kind of woman who will use you as a seat.
Look, I'm just saying, fam.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right. Well, see, yeah, you gotta imagine this woman either sitting on you or putting her legs up on you.
Look,
you better be ready for.
I am ready for anything.
You better be ready for the kind of slaps that she can give, like, if you mess anything up.
Fam, you're saying that like I am not ready for it.
Her sexuality is tough.
You know what kind of woman Scarlett is. Scarlett's the kind of woman who, I don't remember what show or movie I saw this from. She would make you go down on her, but wear a chin strap on.
A chin strap?
just a strap on that you wear on your chin.
I honestly don't know how to rate her sexuality. All I know is that she's the top. That's all I know.
She can have anyone she wants.
Alright, so I think we have time for one more, and we're out of main characters, party members, side characters, and big villains that we can talk about. But frig it, let's talk remake. Let's talk Jessie. Just call her Goku, because she's about to ride a cloud.
Jessie is that bit.
She is.
Jessie knows what she wants, dude. She knows what she wants, and she's gonna go after it far as she can.
She will go after it or die trying. One of these will happen.
Well, I guess we could pretty much say sexuality cloud. Just cloud.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, about the other two members of Avalanche? What are they called again?
You mean
Biggs and Wedge.
Biggs and Wedge, boyfriends.
You know what? I can see that, actually.
Argue you. I will take you on the ends of the earth.
I don't disagree, actually.
Which one's the fat one? Because he's
that's Wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, imagine them going to brunch and, like, people confusing them. Like, no, I'm Biggs. He's Wedge.
Alright, I think that's it. That's all the material we can get from the big, important Final Fantasy VII characters. So, final verdict, final words about Final Fantasy VII and its colorful cast of characters. You, Patrick.
Well, I'm saying if you play this game back in 1997, either you're probably bi at this point, 50-50 chance that you're bi, you know?
And you, Flaw.
It's a very colorful cast, and there's a lot of variation despite how straightforward the characters are.
Alright, Patrick, plug in your Twitter. Where can people follow you?
They can follow me on _BreezyP. I should probably get that changed one of these days to get out that underscore. But until then, _BreezyP. You can find me posting stupid shit. Just being a complete fucker online. And just, just hit me up. Hit me up if you want me to do more podcasts. If you want me to just, call people and insult them on the internet. I can do that. If you want me to just be an asshole on the internet, I can do that. Just let me know your rate, and we'll figure something out. I open a PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Just being a complete colossal dick to people online. That's my thing, right?
I mean, hey man, you might as well do what you love.
Yeah, might as well do
what you do.
I mean, if you work with the job you love, you never work a day in your life. Exactly.